you are an important part of the community. Because even if it's not about basketball, if it's just about discipline, if it's about a little good diet of motivational talks, that's important. You're developing players in the spirit. And I just got to say this because we talk about controlling the feed and all these things. And this is why content, I think, matters a lot. This is why, as I think about it, as I'm on self-betterment path, when you start realizing, my younger self would just giggle hearing me say those types of things. But I get to have a conversation with someone like yourself. Without the podcast, yeah, maybe you did reach out to me, but it was because of content. It was because of an article you read. I get to have this conversation with you. If I see you at the courts, we could talk, but you're a busy guy. You got things going on. Well, now we have this pandemic that's going on. Well, guess what? It's Saturday morning right now. And said, hey, weekends are wide open. Every day is almost the same right now. Let's just talk Saturday at 10 o'clock. I get to have these conversations. It's why I podcast. I talked about Chloe before. She's now 9 years old. And I remember she was born in January. It's cold and people have colds and things are going on. And she's in the hospital a month into being born. And nothing will change you quite like seeing your child in a hospital and then sleeping at the hospital when your child's there. She had something they call RSV, which for you and I would be a really bad cold. For someone of that age, it's very dangerous and very bad. When I walked into that hospital room and I saw her on the bed, changed me forever. When I left, I wasn't the same. And it hurt inside and you didn't feel right. And there's just a lot of things going on. And you start having these self-doubts and negative thoughts and all these things going on. And it's very real. I didn't realize it at the time, but I started paying attention more. I started reading and listening and thinking and doing all of these things. And I realized what a podcast could do for me, what a book could do for me. It doesn't always have to be positive. It doesn't always have to be Tony Robbins or motivational speaking. I'm saying it could be strategic. It could be interesting. It could be something you want to learn. All of a sudden you get outside your own head and you start really understanding what you're trying to do. And then to say, well, wait, I can be a part of that too. What if I can have conversations like I'm having with Coach Mac here? And then one person listens to that conversation, it could help them out. But you know what? I always say it to our clients on our content marketing side. If no one listens to what you're saying, you were a part of that conversation, or you wrote that piece, or you did that. How important is that? You can learn from that. If no one ever listens to this, I was here, I was present, I got to listen to these things. And it's very important to me to have these types of conversations. And I don't take it for granted for a second. It's no different than the kid that can go, or the person, whoever that is, that shows up to practice every day, knowing it's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. I had a little bit of challenges just today getting this stuff going. And you know what? It's not easy. It's nerve-wracking. You got to talk to someone who's influential in the community, and you have to deal with that. You might show up to practice, your coach is in a bad mood. You're going to run a lot today. But can you find a way to say, man, I get to do that today. I get to be in this gym. I get to be with this coach.
I'm Eric Kasimov, and for all of us here at KazSource, thank you for listening to Content Matters. If you'd like to connect, you can find me on LinkedIn or Twitter. That's it for now.